So we're live?
I think we're live. We're live.
Okay.
I think we're live. Yes. Hey, everybody. So I have a guest on my channel right now, Jesy. I know y'all are used to me doing recap and reviews, but I thought it'd be fun to bring on one of my friends and talk about the first 4 episodes so far, what we like, what we're not too keen on, and everything else. So you want to go, Jesy?
Should I introduce myself or something?
Yeah, go ahead. We're live.
Hi guys. I'm Jesy, otherwise known as my channel, and I also work for Shadowhunters on Instagram. So yeah, today we're just gonna discuss episode 24 of Shadowhunters. Like opinions.
Yeah, and I'm going to add a link in the video description to her channel. Some of that it's live, so we're still ironing out all the kinks of doing this, and so sometimes the audio goes in and out on live streams. So I apologize, but this seems like the easiest way to get this out here and a lot of fun. So what do I like the most about the show? I think what I like the most about the show so far is that they're giving us a show in general. I mean, we got that movie, you know? I mean, we got the movie and there were good parts. I mean, I saw good parts in the movie, but they just, they didn't fulfill what we really wanted, especially for people who didn't read the books.
That's a discussion.
What did you think? What did you think about the movie?
I really like the movie at first, but like the more you watch it, you have more things in your head and you're more critical about it. And especially if you're a fan of the book, you're always going to be critical about something you really love. So
yeah, I see that as well. I think the biggest issue I had was that so many of my friends that hadn't read the books loved the movie. And I was trying to make them understand that it wasn't what it should have been. I loved a lot of the actors. I am obsessed with Robert Sheehan, and I still love him as Simon. I'm loving Alberto as well as Simon, though. So it's kind of like, it's great that we got 2 great Simons. I really like a lot of the casting, so I don't have huge problems with that. What do you think about the casting?
Casting, I was really skeptical at first about a few of them. I really enjoyed my 2 favorite actors in the show so far are probably Simon and Magnus and Alberto.
Yes.
Those are my 2 favorites. I have little opinions on all of them. So.
Yeah, I think with the different characters, the way that they're being portrayed by the different actors, I'm really enjoying seeing just the mirror image of the way they're being done. I am really loving, so far on the show, my favorite characters, and it's some of my favorite characters in the books as well. I'm loving Simon. I think Alberto is doing a phenomenal job as Simon. And as the fact that he is a huge fan of the books and he's portraying one of my favorite characters, he's doing such a great job, and I applaud him. I think Emerald is doing a decent job as Isabel. I'm still getting used to her. As far as the other characters, Matthew Daddario is killing it as Alec. Harry Shum Jr. is killing it as Magnus. To be honest, right now, I am watching the show for all the Malik scenes and the Simon and Izzy scenes.
And I know, you were talking about something yesterday. What you said about Kat.
Yeah.
She was more of a theater actress.
Yeah.
The person who I was most skeptical about at first was Kat. And so there mainly the writing I feel is there are some really parts, some really cheap lines. And so when I was at the Shadowhunters party, we were watching it every few minutes. We were because all of us were like major fan girls, and we were like cringe. But there was a part where I really liked her acting in the beginning of the first episode when she came home and she was calling. I really felt that was really good acting.
Yeah, there are some. She's getting a lot better. I'm starting to really like her. I have a few issues with Izzy. I'm mostly enjoying Emerald. I know a lot of people are being very fussy about the sexy scenes with her, but she uses that to her advantage in the books. That is a fact with her, and I like seeing that implemented so much in the show. I was okay with the scene with Meliorn. I know I had some comments. People were like because I had issues with that scene. People, I don't know. The way that it exists in the books, but it's not really addressed like in the forefront. We know that she has sex and stuff with Meliorn, but we're not really shown that in the books. And I just thought it was a little bit of an awkward scene, and I didn't really think it was needed. Yeah, I didn't think it was a necessary scene.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I like Meliorn for the most part so far, but the thing I'm having the most issues with, I think, as far as the way certain characters look, are the vampires. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Can we not have cheesy vampire makeup on Raphael? Camille looked good, but for some reason, Raphael just looked completely washed out.
Yeah, that was my biggest probably. And the way that they died.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I have never addressed that. What do you think about the way the demons are dying? They're like gold, like goo and shiny. I'm like, what is this?
It's kind of cheesy.
Because they're always having, in the books, they have to like get away and make sure they don't get that on them. They're like, they're leftovers or whatever I should say. Because it can like burn the Shadowhunters and poison them and all that. But it's just like, woo, sparkly, it's gone. I really would have liked to see it more gross and not sparkly. I don't know. I just.
And then also what we were discussing yesterday is how they hold the weaponry. Alec.
Oh man. Okay, yes. Okay, since we are both familiar with archery, I had really big issues with one specific scene with Alec. It was when they were rescuing Simon from the Hotel du Moor, and he does this like impossible shot. It's not, I think they have done this in other movies and stuff before. One of my friends said that it was done in Avatar. I can't remember. I've watched Avatar so many times and I still can't remember that. But basically, the form is really weird. It doesn't seem like he'll get enough enough power in the draw to actually shoot through the wall. Because he pulls back at the end and it's like this.
Backward.
And I'm like, what are you doing there? I don't know.
Plus, with your elbow like that, it's not like straight, so the arrow would go a different directions.
Yeah, I thought that was really weird, a weird choice. It's not Matthew's fault, I don't think, because it would have had to have been corrected. And I just did not like it. Most of the time, his form is pretty great. Mm-hmm. I'm always very critical of that when I'm watching shows, especially like on Arrow and stuff like that. And seeing good archery form is very important to me. My dad had an archery shop. He's taught me to shoot. He's a licensed instructor, and I've actually gotten him into watching Shadowhunters. And he's actually really enjoying the show, and he loved the City of Bones movie. Of course, he didn't understand my issues with the movie or with the show. But when he saw that scene, I watched it the second time with him. And when I went and looked at him during that scene, he just looked over at me and he's like, what the hell was that? And I was like, thank you. At least I'm not the only person who had issues with that.
Yeah, it reminds me of a rant I saw online, like Ariana Grande's music video. She was playing the trumpet and she was holding it completely wrong and fans got
yeah. Oh my gosh. So let's talk about Magnus and Alec in the show.
I read that specifically they did not make Alec smile until they met Magnus. So that's like a small detail.
Yeah, I think that I'm really enjoying seeing the chemistry between the two characters. I think Matthew and Harry are doing such a great job at bringing these characters to life. And that is basically the biggest thing for me that I was looking forward to in the show, was finally seeing some Malik scenes. We're even going to get a Malik episode, which is going to be so cool.
So excited.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't wait to see more of them. And that I had some people asking, who is Tessa, in my recent recap and review, and why I was squealing so much in my video. Oh my gosh. I mean, okay.
I forgot what did Magnus say? Didn't he say go tell Tessa?
Said, Elias, go to the spiral labyrinth and have Tessa strengthen the wards or the shields, something like that. And I was just like, Tessa, spiral labyrinth. Oh my gosh, yes. So I kind of lost it at that moment. I was speechless and squealing at the same time, if that even makes sense. And for those of y'all that aren't familiar with Tessa, this is actually her necklace that she wears, and this is from the Infernal Devices books, the prequel series to the Mortal Instruments. They are actually my all-time favorite books. Clockwork Princess is my favorite book. Don't even get me started. I love it so much. I mean, what is your favorite book out of the Infernal Devices?
Clockwork Princess. Greatest ending. Oh, I don't even want to say it because I don't want to say it.
Yeah, and I never have told this story. I meant to tell it on my channel before. I'll go ahead and add this in here. But I actually met, y'all know I'm a huge Teen Wolf fan, and I'm sure many of y'all who have been to my Facebook page and stuff know that I've met Daniel Sharman, who plays Isaac. Well, he narrated the Clockwork Princess audiobook. And I met him at a Teen Wolf convention. And when I met him, I kind of pulled him aside and I talked to him for about 5-10 minutes about how he narrated it and how well it was done. And I kind of like teared up a bit because the fact that he was reading my favorite book and the way he did it, it was just so amazing. And I explained to him that my Parabatai rune tattoo was in honor of Will and Jem, and he just thought that was the coolest thing ever. And he said how much he loved the Shadowhunter world, and it was just amazing. I loved that scene. That was just one of the best fan encounters I've had. So okay, episode 1. We're gonna get back on track. Episode 1, that was pretty rough. I thought that was a pretty rough episode.
Can we just talk about the part in the cafe with the biscotti?
I mean, I don't know. I don't even.
I mean, it was put it in there, but they just made it really dramatic. They were just trying to set it up for people who have read the books, kind of. And also that for Simon.
Yeah, that was an interesting scene. Episode 1, I had a lot of hopes for it. I just let a lot of things slide with it because I'm just so excited to have the show. Because if we don't watch the show, we're not going to have any chance of having anything else Shadowhunters or Mortal Instruments or Infernal Devices or anything. Although I'm slightly terrified of anyone touching Infernal Devices as the goes. I'm just really terrified of that because that's, yeah. You are so wrong in so many ways with that, especially with the Clockwork Creations. Episode 1, there were a lot of high points and there were a lot of low points. I'm still not a fan of Dot. I'm not a fan of Dot. I don't like what they did with Madame Dorothea. It was very weird, and I know some people like it. I'm not a fan. I just I thought the one scene probably that bothered me more than others was the scene with Jocelyn where she gives Clary the stele and she's like, it's a family heirloom. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, look, guys, she's holding a stele right there. So you guys tell them about the stele and how this is not a family heirloom.
This is actually Jace's. Isn't that what she gave her?
She gave her like one of those type. Yeah, and those are actually the replicas from the City of Bones movie.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know about that scene. I mean, did you have a lot of issues with that? Like I did?
Yeah, that was weird. And also, I mean, I understand sort of why they brought that necklace into this, even though it wasn't part of the books.
Yeah.
They're just trying to. They changed the feet. I mean, most part, it's staying true to the books, but there's those little things like the necklace and like the biscotti scene that they're just trying to put together to make it make more sense for those people who have not read the series yet.
Yeah, that's true. And so episode 1 was all right. I didn't leave the episode saying I'm not going to give it another chance. I've given it, as far as if they go where they went in episode 4 and continue to escalate and get better and better, I'm going to be very devoted to this show. And I'm as far as if I'm fully loving it, I'll say the acting is not as great as like my all-time favorite show, Teen Wolf, but this is a first season. They're only 4 episodes in. I know they filmed the whole season, but as you get used to characters, it gets better and better, just like Teen Wolf did. It started out where people were like, oh, it's a teeny bopper show, and then it got to a point where it was just so great, and it was just what it is now. And episode 1, it was all right. It didn't make me turn off the TV and say, I'm done.
Yeah.
Do you want to start off episode 2?
Sure. First, I'm going to say pilots are typically easy most of the time because a lot of the time it's the actor's first role, sometimes occasionally, but it's also there's got to be a lot of world building because you haven't known these characters whole life and you haven't read a book or anything. So they need to do that world building and that setup just so you can get to know them. Eventually, you'll like grow into it, just like Paradise. You learn to. It gets better over time. Experience. You get to know the characters.
Yeah, one thing that I now and on to episode 2. One thing that I really loved about this episode was the whole fact that they showed the Izzy cooking and feeding to Simon scene.
Yeah.
That's very it's very important in the books, and it's a really nice, awkward, fun interaction between Simon and Izzy. I really hope they give us more Simon and Izzy soon, because in the past couple episodes, they really haven't. They've kind of taken a step back and focused more on like Magnus and Alec and Clary and Jace. But I really liked a lot of episode 2, and the fact that we see a whole scene where Izzy is asking Simon about his music and big time flirting. I know it's early, but I think it's kind of cute that they're doing that.
Yeah. I don't have much about episode 2. I really like episode 2, so I don't really have much wrong with that. My least favorite episode before was number 3.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
The rooftop.
Yeah. Let's talk about that. This is probably going to be a little bit long. Episode 3. So I've done my recap and review, but I really want to hear your thoughts on how they completely took out a key element in the books for Simon and changed it.
Yeah, he wasn't a rat. They didn't do that in the movie.
I know, right? Like, okay, in the movie, in the movie, it's implied about him turning to a rat, at least. So, okay, for those of y'all that are not familiar with the books, in the book, in City of Bones, Simon is at the party and he drinks something and he is turned into a rat. The vampires can shapeshift and stuff, and they mistaken Simon for one of their vampires, bring him back to the Hotel du Mort. And when he turns back, or no, it's not even when he turned, I think he turned back.
Does Clary find him as a mouse?
Yeah, she found him, and then they took him. Yeah, she found him. It was at the party still. She found him, and then they took him. And, oh gosh, that was crazy. Like, in the whole time that he is a rat, he bites Raphael and gets him his blood into his system. And later on, when he is, and it's obvious now, y'all, if y'all have watched the show and y'all are watching this, y'all know where they're going, the direction with him turning into a vampire and all that by now. Well, the way they've changed it in the show, Raphael's not going to be his sire.
Yeah, because didn't Camille come in later?
Yeah. Camille came in later, and Raphael, I don't know why they decided to do this. I really wanted to see Simon as a rat.
Yeah. I also don't really like the way the set was for the hotel.
What is it with the gold couch?
Yeah. I mean, that's not like a big worry about for me, but it's just I had a specific picture in my head when I read the books, and so I think
that's how I feel about the Academy. That's exactly how I feel about the Academy. The Institute.
Yeah.
Institute. Sorry, I'm thinking about Shadowhunters Academy right now because I'm thinking about Simon. The Institute. That's not the way the Institute is inside. I'm still getting used to it. It's very different from the books, and
I know a lot of the fans of the book are pretty not happy with all the people being there because reality in the books, and they have no fancy technology like that. It's old fashioned. They're keeping tradition.
Now, I guess we mostly covered episode 3, and there is one scene that I have a lot of issues with, and I briefly talked about it in my recap and review for episode 3, but the scene where they get on the roof after rescuing Simon.
Yeah.
This is the one scene that really bothered me. I love Kat, and I think she's doing a decent job at Clary, but this was just one scene that I did not like. The way it was like a delayed response, and I think that's what bothered me the most. They're up on the roof for a solid 10 seconds or something, and then all of a sudden she's like, "Is it over?" And it just seemed a little, it was overly dramatic, and I just didn't think that was the way it should have been portrayed on screen.
Yeah, and then she says, I forget what she says, but she's just, that whole part was a bit overdone when she started. She said the same thing like 3 times.
And she did.
So
now, okay, so now let's talk about this week's episode.
Yeah.
Let's talk about probably what we could start off with what we didn't like the most, because there's a lot of stuff we did like, I'm sure. I know I enjoyed this episode over more than every other episode.
The 4th episode is my favorite so far out of the 4.
Yeah. So in this episode, oh man, a lot happened in this episode, but not too much.
We had Clary having a dream. He remembered, she sees the Warlock, and then Simon tells her about Magnus, and he's like, go and find Magnus, and so
yeah, I thought that scene was interesting, the way they decided to portray that, because it was a bit dramatic. And the dreaming and stuff, but I did really like how she woke up and mistaken Simon for Jace. That was really cute. But at the same time, they could have done that a little bit differently, especially the way they're acting. They're overly putting Clary, they were overly making her where she's very neglectful of Simon, even more so than in the books, it seems like. I don't know. It seems that way in a way. Just because she's like, oh, thanks for the information. Later. I don't think she'd just, I don't know. I don't think she'd just walk out on Simon like that. Like.
And then there's Maureen. Who,
oh my gosh.
Isn't she a 13-year-old girl?
Yeah, she's this little girl that eventually she becomes a vampire and is obsessed with Simon, and she becomes like the leader somehow of the vampires in New York or whatever. And I'm just like, what the? And now it's just this girl who's like, hey, I like you, Simon, and he's just like, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might have been weird to see a little girl on screen the way she is in the books. So I don't have too many issues with that. It was a little odd. And at first I didn't catch on. I was like, wait, that's that chick. That's that kid. That's that crazy, creepy little kid that's like chasing after Simon all the time, even after she's a vampire.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. And also, back to, I think it was episode 3. So 3 was like showing how to use the board. Was that episode 3?
Yeah. I think. Yeah.
That part, my gosh. I was just like, what are you doing? It was a difficult, cheesy scene.
Yeah, and I don't know, that was a very funny scene and very different than what I expected to see. Something that a lot of people probably didn't catch in that the big scene in the graveyard was the time when Jace tells Alec to go check by the angel. They used the phrase by the angel from the books that we are all so fond of. And the way it was done was very smart. It wasn't like, oh, by the angel. It was low-key and just like you wouldn't notice it if you hadn't read the books. But I really liked the way that was done in the show.
And I think there was another cheesy line too. Was the part. I felt that just made me think. It made me feel that. I don't really know how to describe it. It's just kind of a weak point that didn't really do anything for anybody.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm trying to look past the certain liberties that they're taking. And I think the reason they're taking so many is that they really want to surprise those of us that have read the books. But I also feel that some of the liberties that they're taking shouldn't be taken. Like the whole memory demon stuff. No. No. That was weird and then Clary this is something we should touch on too, is the fact that Clary killed that greater demon so easily. It was just like, stabby, you're dead. And it was just too simple for her.
Yeah.
I had someone comment about how, because I said that I didn't think that was a good thing to do in the show because it's just too soon. And one of the people that I know you guys, Simon kills a greater demon in the books, like very early on. But I mean, Jesy, he just like opens the curtains or something and he's like, hey, look, sunlight.
Yeah.
He didn't go up and like actually battle it and was like, I'm going to kill you and all this stuff. No, it was just a kind of like slip, sunlight, dead. No, they had Clary go up to him and to the demon and kill it. And I just didn't think that was a plausible thing in the show to happen.
Yeah. And so after, what happened after that? I don't remember. What happened? I'm blanking.
After the memory demon?
Yeah.
Well, with that memory demon, that was when before that happened, Alec let go of Magnus and Jace's hands, and that is when shit hit the fan, and he basically almost got Jace killed. And I think that the way they are showing Alec on the screen is he looks like he walked out of the books, in all honesty.
Yeah.
The way that Matthew is portraying him and bringing him to life, it's so on point. And because Alec is so introverted and he's just bottling everything up, and they're showing it so well on the show, especially with the Clary scenes, because Alec is always going against Clary for the longest time. He eventually starts to be cool with Clary, but for the longest time, he's just like, no.
And that's another thing too. I feel like in the books and the movies, he's a very closed off person. Like he tries to tough and doesn't want anybody to see him as a weak point. And so he doesn't really show Clary any attention until that part where he's very vulnerable in the garden scene. And so in the TV show, they made him. It's kind of weird. Like they do have that little bickering sometimes. Sometimes it's a little cheesy. But they made it so. I feel like they're making them. They're pushing them. They're kind of big. And
yeah. And I think they've been trying to fix that a bit, though, especially in this newest episode with Clary and Jace. They're basically, in the beginning of the episode, Jace is trying so hard to put Clary at arm's length, and she's like flirting with him, but not at the same time. It's like Jace is finally really kind of being like, okay, this girl's getting close to me, and I need to just move her away. I feel like they're trying really hard to get the proper Jace on screen. I feel like they might get to that point at some point in time, but they're just not there quite yet. He doesn't have the sarcastic, snarky attitude quite yet that we're used to. But I respect Dom as an actor, and I really think he's going to get better and better. He just has to really continue to immerse himself in the role, and I think it's going to get better as the season progresses. Now I really want to talk about Malik.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy with him.
Oh man. Oh, so what did you think about their little flirty scenes?
Yeah, they just wow. I said, Alec was always that close. Never smiled, never showed up. Clary showed up. And when he's Magnus, his face lights up. There's that scene where it's so is Alec a close type of guy, something like that.
Yeah, I really love that. Even though they waited a few episodes to give us, even though it was painful to wait.
Yeah.
Even though they waited a few episodes to give us Malik, I think it was well worth the wait. And I love all the cute scenes where Alec just does not realize that Magnus is flirting with him. It's like, I think he, on a certain level, he realizes it. But because he is still so in the closet, he's like, I think he might be flirting with me, but I'm not sure. And Jace is right there, and I don't want Jace to judge me. So, and I really love the way they're showing Magnus and how he's very thoughtful of Alec's feelings. And even though he's flirting with Alec, he's not being like, hey, Jace, your parabatai is gay. I really like that and respect that.
Yeah. He's giving you time. And another like this where Jace is on the floor. They're like, is he okay? And he's like, I don't know. Does he usually sound like?
Yeah, that was really funny. I loved that scene. And probably another thing that I really loved was the part where Magnus is walking out of the room and Alex kind of like standing to the side and he tells him there's nothing to be ashamed of, and Alex just like, I don't know what you're talking about, and Magnus says, you will. I really love that, and that was Malik really made that episode for me, and I think it really made this show for a lot of people so far, especially people that were probably on the fence and thinking about stopping watching the show. I think that putting that in the episode 4 really gets people more excited for what's to come and how it's gonna develop over time of the show, and to give us hope for the rest of the characters.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I think episode 5 is going to be great too. I'm really excited for the scenes where we get to finally see Simon become a vampire.
Okay.
And I'm not spoiling anything by saying this because they made I don't know if it was a wise decision or not, but I'm sure you noticed this too, Jesy. They released a promo poster before the show even started showing Simon as a vampire.
Yeah, and he had fangs.
And I was like, what are y'all doing? Why are y'all doing this? I feel sorry for the people who haven't read the books and are like, wait a minute, I thought he was human. Where are his glasses? What is happening? I don't understand.
Yeah,
so
I think
it's gonna be really cool.
That was like the appeal in marketing. They wanted them to be like, this guy has like the back. He has magic. He's a warlock. The other they have weapons. They're cool. They just wanted to like fantasy element in there. They wanted to get like vampire, warlock, hunters, Shadowhunters. But yeah.
Yeah, and I really liked that. It was like a way to like lure us in. It was really great. It was a decent choice. It was a controversial choice, but it could have. It was probably a wise marketing choice.
Yeah.
One thing I think we should talk about are the looks of the characters, the differing looks for the movie and the show. We can start on Clary. What do you think about how Clary looks now?
So everybody was really like a majority of the fans not happy with her hair. It's so bright. And I know the director said the reason he chose this color was to show her bright and fiery personality, to make her pop.
I'm gonna make a point right now. To those that have issues with Clary's hair color, because I like it.
Yeah, I do too.
Now, look, people, look how bright this is.
Yeah.
This is the final book, and look how bright her hair is. It's right. It's right. I think her hair is right.
It does suit her. Like at first, I was like, that's a bit too unnatural, like neon, but it kind of works. I like it.
Yeah, I think Lily's hair wasn't what it needed to be.
Yeah, it was like dark with just it didn't look like she was an actual redhead.
It was auburn. It was auburn.
Yeah.
And we can go ahead and talk about Jace now, because that was the only thing with Clary I wanted to talk about, was really just the way she looked. I think Kat looks great.
Yeah.
And on Jace, I think he looks great as well. Both Jaces.
Yeah. And I know people are often about his eye colors, but I feel like it doesn't matter. It makes him more mysterious and cool. He has awesome eyes.
Were people really talking about Dom's eye color? I didn't hear a lot of issues with that.
On these Shadowhunters, like I see all the comments getting so upset. Like,
was it because one of his eyes is like 2 colors? Is it because one of his eyes is like 2 colors, or that because they didn't make his eyes like golden?
Yeah, they were commenting like, well, what's wrong with eyes? Are they making his content? His eyes need to be gold, so everybody was getting upset about that. I don't think. I it looked yes, awesome eyes. That's just a minor detail. Jace has golden eyes and Dom has blue eyes. No matter what. She has eyes. Doesn't play a big part.
I thought his eyes were great. I didn't think that there there was really anything wrong with his eyes. And I think he's doing a great accent as well. So that's really cool too.
I know a lot of people wanted him to keep his British accent, and I would have. I feel like there are parts where he does do a good American accent, but there are parts where it's kind of slow. He talks slow, but it's okay. I like it. I mean, I would have liked an accent, but it's still good. It was really good. I mean, it's hard to do other accents.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. I had a friend like that as well. She wasn't, I don't think she's read the books, but she'd seen the movie and loved the British accents. And I mean, hey, I'm a sucker for British accents as well. I've always been a sucker for accents. British, Irish, Kiwi accents, all of those types of things. But they're not really meant to have British accents.
Yeah.
So they're New Yorkers, and I know that people might be like, okay, they're from Idris though, so it might be that their accent's different. But I really think that's kind of the least of our worries. At least we got rid of Valentine's braid.
that's like Anakin.
Yeah. And so Jace, I'm pretty cool with Dom as Jace. I think that his acting could be a little bit better. And as far as his Jace acting, he's a great actor. He's just has to bring Jace fully to life on screen, and he hasn't done that quite yet for me. We can talk about Simon now because I am totally on board with all things Simon.
He is great. I love Alberto Rosande. Is that his name?
I don't know. It's either Rosande or Rosende, or I don't know. It's kind of like how people always are like, how do you say Stelle?
Yeah.
I don't know. Rosende, tomato.
I love his casting. He's fun. He's my favorite casted out. So I think.
Me too. I think so too. At first, he was like my least.
Yeah.
I was like, no, Robbie. Where's Robbie? I want Robbie back. And then I saw him as Simon.
They did really well. And he's such a good actor. He really passes for me. I really know.
And he's really passionate about the books and bringing Simon properly to life. Yeah. And as far as him, I think he is just as great as Robbie did in City of Bones. That was probably one of the highest points of City of Bones was Robert Sheehan as Simon. So I'm great with Simon. There are a couple things with Isabel, but I love Izzy. She's my favorite female character in the Mortal Instruments. Yeah. Not the Infernal Devices Mortal Instruments. But, okay, the one thing we were talking about, accents. So her accent kind of hear coming out. Yeah, you can hear it sometimes. It comes out, and I mean, I don't think she's done a lot of big acting roles, so it's kind of I'm okay. I'm not going to be too judgy about that. Yeah, but I agree. I don't have any problem with the way they're sexualizing her. I don't know, the clothes, I guess. Okay. Yeah. I have a problem if people are being like sexist towards her, but she is actually just using it to her advantage. I mean, if someone comes up to her and says like a sexist comment, she's gonna kick their ass and ask questions later. And that's what I like about her.
My mom because my mom wanted to watch the show too, so she was watching it with me, and she was talking. She was like, clothes on. What is a bit too slutty, and I'm like, I had to explain to her that's just the way that Izzy is. She uses it to her advantage. She's not. She does everything for a reason. It's just Izzy. She's not trying to. I don't know, but she's not trying that kind of girl. It's just Izzy's style.
She'll sleep with people to her own ends. She'll sleep with them to get information and all that stuff. She doesn't really, I don't think she really cares about Meliorn. If she really did, she would get really pissed that he's sleeping around with Camille. She don't care. But you can already see that she's starting to like Simon, and I really like that. Yeah.
I can't wait to see more Simon and Lindsay.
Oh my gosh, me too. Oh my gosh, all the geeky, cute scenes with them so far. Yes, and there are. I know that there are some issues with some of the writing and some of the stuff that some of them say, but I think it's getting better. I think it's getting a lot better. Who haven't we talked about yet? We can talk about Alec. We talk about Alec and Magnus. How they are indifferent to Kevin Zegers and Godfrey Gao.
I love both of the casting.
Mm-hmm.
Really. They kept it. They like with the casting of the movie and the casting of the TV show. That I think they to copy the casting of the movie and kiss performances, and so I really liked their acting, and I just love them. They really bring the characters to life.
Yeah. So, okay, as far as Kevin goes and Matthew Daddario, they both did great Alex, but the problem is we weren't given enough of Kevin as Alec to really get used to him and really be invested in him. I love Kevin Zegers, and I really love his acting, but we just didn't get enough of him to fully appreciate him, I don't think. But we did get a cute scene in there between him and Magnus, which it's like what's so cool about how Matthew and Harry are doing now in the show. It feels like a continuation, and we're finally getting to see what we've been waiting a couple years to see. And I think both actors from both the movie and the show, they're doing did and are doing a great job. And I don't have any real complaints about Magnus, besides when they like dubbed Magnus's voice in City of Bones.
What part?
So, you know, when he like in City of Bones where he's talking to Clary and his accent, like in some of the behind the scenes stuff, you hear his like accent, but in the movie it's very kind of down, and you're like, that's not how it's supposed to. Yeah, monotone. It's just not how it's supposed to be, and I'm very bummed out. I was like, they dubbed his voice. It's very obvious. If they didn't dub his voice, then he did like I don't know what they did exactly, but I think they dubbed it.
And then we also have Jocelyn and Valentine.
Okay, yeah, that's
and
that's
Luke.
interesting. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that is something I have a couple issues with.
Yeah.
Okay. As far as Jocelyn, I don't know. I think I preferred Lena Headey. I don't know. I just love Lena Headey here. I just love Lena. I love Lena Headey. I love Game of Thrones, and I love her on that, and I loved her in 300, and I loved her in so many things, and I've loved her for so long, and I think she's a better actress. But Maxim Roy's doing a great job as well.
Yeah.
But of course, we don't have enough acting from her to really be fully invested in her.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I went into City of Bones. Yeah, I mean, we went into City of Bones, and we'd seen a lot of Lena's acting, so we knew what to expect later on if they would have given us sequels.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen Maxim Roy in anything else, so I don't know what to expect from her when she wakes up. Now, but I'm sure she's great. I mean, the only scene I didn't like with her was when she was like, "It's an heirloom," but that's just the script, and that's what she was told to say. Let's talk about how much better Valentine is. Partially better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's get to Chernobyl. Like,
right?
Nobody gets it.
It's believable though, right? Isn't it? I mean, where else would they not look for him? Chernobyl.
It kind of does make me sad because I really liked it. Because in the books, it was in Manola wasn't it?
I don't remember. I just did a reread.
Yeah, I read this book like 4 years ago, so I kind of remember. It was on island of New York, in the insane asylum or something. The ending where it took place.
Yeah, and yeah. Now I remember. Yeah, that is right. But I think the one thing that I was most happy about that they took away the braid. I think that both the castings for Valentine were great. I love Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, and I can't remember his name. Forgive me, I cannot remember the actor that did Valentine's name. Yeah, and he's from the show Rain, which
I love Rain.
I love Rain. And even though it's not period appropriate, all the clothes and stuff, it's a guilty pleasure show. But I'm pretty happy with Valentine so far. Do you have any issues with him?
I don't. I think Alan is a great actor, and I know everybody was really excited because he's in a lot of other great movies and stuff. So I was really acting. I don't really think I have a problem with him. He's a great actor. And I feel like he's Valentine.
Yeah, even though he doesn't look like he looks quite in the books.
Yeah,
I think that I think I can forgive that, because the way he's portraying Valentine is one of the ways that I would have liked to seen him. So it's pretty good. I think the biggest casting thing that I have issues with is Luke. And even though I think Isaiah is a great actor, the biggest things with the Luke changes I don't like, it's about the way they changed Luke's personality. His personality is a lot different from the books. His job is different. And it doesn't look like he's a pack leader either, or not yet. Hopefully they show him, at least make him the pack leader, show him take over the pack. But I just don't like that he's not that nerdy librarian guy. I picture
Luke as more like Aiden. I love Aiden Turner. I love him. I picture him more fluffy like Aiden. I mean, I'm okay with Isaiah Mustafa. I think he's a good job with how they're trying to portray him differently. I had no problem. You know, everybody was upset because the race was different, but I think as long as the actor brings the character to life and doesn't lie, it doesn't matter much. Alina was supposed to be blonde. And
blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yeah, and so she don't even care. She did it. Great. It's such a good show.
Yeah, Damon and Stefan were supposed to be Italian.
Yeah.
That's non-existent. But yeah, I agree. I was, of course, I'm sure you were too. I was a little shocked when they did the race change.
Yeah.
I thought that was a big step, and I got over it pretty quickly, and I'm okay with him. I think he's a great actor. I'm really having a little bit of issues and problems with that, the fact that they have changed the character so much, the way his personality and what his profession is. He doesn't seem to care enough. I don't know. It's a little, I don't know. We haven't seen enough of him to really decide fully on him quite yet.
Yeah. And so we need to definitely see more scenes with him coming up hopefully soon. I'm trying to think, I remember the scenes in the bar and stuff under his apartment. I know that's different. Doesn't he live with John? Didn't they make him live with him in the show? I mean,
did they?
I don't really
showed up at the beginning, but I don't
remember if they didn't really set a place for him yet. Kind of aspect in the book, but we just haven't had much setup with him yet. We don't know him. We don't know well. So hopefully we know him a bit better and do the background, because there is a lot of background. Clary's mother and Valentine. So hopefully we'll get some insight on that soon. We have not read the book and don't understand the story that goes getting.
Yeah. I think that I agree. And I think that the show is going to get even better.
Yeah.
I still have a few issues with some of the liberties they're taking, but I think that it might surprise some of us. I'm waiting. I know I was really surprised at how amazing the Malik scenes were, and I really quite enjoyed all of that. I even enjoyed the scene where Clary saved that little warlock child.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really fun. And I think that if they keep on the track that they're on, the show's gonna succeed. I hope that they don't personally, I hope that they don't go ahead and pull in Infernal Devices characters. I'm really afraid to see them portrayed on screen. I'm very protective of them. What?
Jem?
What about Jem?
He was the Silent Brother.
I don't know. I don't think he was.
I don't remember.
I think that was Jeremiah.
Oh, okay.
Isn't he Zachariah? Yeah, Jem is Zachariah.
Yeah.
Zachariah. And he, unless he was like in the background and they didn't show us, but I looked to see like for a young Silent Brother or whatever, and I didn't see one. So I think that it would be too soon to introduce. I mean, as far as like name dropping, I was okay with that. I thought that was really cool, but I don't want to see them on the show quite yet because we need to get used to the new characters and the new versions of these characters in the show instead of adding in a ton of characters. Like how we watch like Game of Thrones and stuff like that. We're like, oh, there's all these characters. I can't remember their names. I don't know what to do. We just need to focus on what we have so far and go from there, I think.
Yeah. So I think that pretty much
yeah, I think this pretty much covers it. I think this was a lot of fun. I hope y'all enjoyed this, and I had a lot of fun having Jesy come on to here. We'll do another one of these for episode, 5 through 9? Is it 9? I don't know. 5 through. We can do 5 through 10. I can't remember how many episodes are there. Let me see. I forget that.
I think because usually shows start off with 10 episodes after the pilot, or they do 22. I think they did. They saw a script on episode 13, so I think there's gonna be like 20.
Yeah, we'll decide later on which episodes we'll cover next. But the next live show like this will be on her channel, and we are going to start doing book talk type videos as well. So, and our first one is going to be a review type talk discussion on Kira Cass's new book, The Siren. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's so good so far. And do you want to tell them about what we have going on our Instagrams right now?
On our Instagrams, we have a giveaway right now. To celebrate Valentine's Day, I'm giving away a copy of Outlander by Jesy Elyse. And if you guys, you may recognize the show. It's such a great love story. I love the novel, so I really wanted to give away a copy of this for Valentine's Day. Read about Jamie and all that havoc that goes on. Such a great romance. So also have a giveaway for internet to the contest as well.
Yeah, I don't know if the book outlet thing was it came out through clearly right there, so I'll repeat it. As my part of the giveaway, I'm giving away a $20 gift certificate to Book Outlet, and it is for the international part of the giveaway. Y'all can go to our Instagrams, Novel Reality and Jesy Elyse, and you will find the rules and all the details about entering. I hope y'all enjoy this video. Thank you, Jesy, for coming onto my channel. And do you want to say anything else, Jesy?
That's it.
So I hope y'all stay tuned for more of this. Go to her channel and subscribe to her channel. And if y'all enjoy this, subscribe to mine as well. And I will talk to y'all later.
Bye.
Bye, guys.